Imagine a city so magnificent that its very name echoes through the corridors of time. A city of gold and horses, prophets and poets, warriors and kings. This is Troy, the jewel of the Aegean, the gatekeeper between the civilized West and the barbarous East. Under the divine protection of Ares, Artemis, Apollo, and Aphrodite, Troy stands as the paragon of what humanity can achieve in war and peace, in love and art, in statecraft and piety. But how does such a city come to be? To understand Troy's glorious rise, we must journey back to its very beginning, a tale woven with divine interventions, heroic quests, and prophetic signs. All things begin with Zeus, the king of the gods, the lord of thunder. Long before mortal history records its first lines, Zeus consorts with Electra, a beautiful daughter of the Titan Atlas and the sea nymph Pleione. From their union, a son is born, Dardanus. Seeking a land to build his own dynasty, Dardanus travels across Greece and the islands of the Aegean, finally alighting on the Ionian coast. Picture the land of Ionia, east of the Aegean Sea, known today as Turkish Anatolia. Great kingdoms like Phrygia and Lydia already claim their dominions there, so Dardanus settles in the northern peninsula below the Hellespont, the very straits where, in years to come, Jason will sail in search of the Golden Fleece, and where Leander will swim nightly to be with his beloved hero. Dardanus establishes a city and names it Dardanus, and the kingdom becomes known as Dardania. Upon his death, his eldest son Ilus rules, but dies childless, passing the throne to his brother, Erichthonius. Erichthonius's reign is marked by peace and prosperity. Nestled in the lee of Mount Ida, his lands are nourished by the gentle rivers Simois and Scamander. He becomes the richest man in the known world, famed for his 3,000 mares and their countless foals. The north wind, Boreas, takes the form of a wild stallion and sires a remarkable race of horses with Erichthonius's mares, colts so swift they can gallop over fields without bending a single stalk of corn. Horses and riches. In the story of Troy, these themes intertwine like the strands of a finely woven tapestry. After Erichthonius passes, his son Tros ascends the throne. Tros has a daughter, Cleopatra, and 3 sons, Ilus, Assaracus, and Ganymede. Ganymede's beauty is so unparalleled that Zeus himself is captivated. Transforming into an eagle, Zeus swoops down and carries the boy to Olympus, where Ganymede becomes his immortal companion and cupbearer. To console Tros for the loss of his son, Zeus sends Hermes bearing 2 divine horses, so swift and light they can gallop over water. Tros accepts these gifts, finding solace in the assurance that Ganymede now shares in the god's immortality. But it's Prince Ilus, Ganymede's brother, who sets the stage for Troy's founding. At the Phrygian Games, Ilus wins a wrestling match, earning 50 youths, 50 maidens, and a sacred cow. An oracle instructs him, "Wherever the cow lies down, there shall you build your city." With little hesitation, Ilus follows the cow northward from Phrygia, past the slopes of Mount Ida, and onto the fertile plains of Dardania. The cow finally rests near where his great-grandfather Dardanus had once built his city. Kneeling, Ilus prays to the gods for a sign that he is in the right place. In response, a wooden statue of Pallas Athena falls from the sky, landing at his feet in a cloud of dust. The statue depicts the goddess with a spear in one hand and a distaff and spindle in the other, symbolizing her dominion over both war and peace. The sight of this divine artifact strikes Ilus blind. Understanding the ways of the gods, he doesn't despair. Instead, he devotes himself to prayer and worship. After a week, his sight is miraculously restored. Filled with renewed purpose, Ilus begins constructing his city. He designs the streets to radiate like spokes from a central temple dedicated to Athena. In the temple's innermost sanctum, he places the wooden statue, the Palladium, as it comes to be known. This sacred totem becomes the Luck of Troy, a divine assurance of the city's enduring prosperity. So long as the Palladium remains safe, so too will Troy. People flock to this burgeoning city, drawn by its divine favor and the promise of prosperity. In honor of his father Tros, Ilus names the city Troy, and its people become Trojans. The city also bears the name Ilium, after Ilus himself. And so, from the union of gods and mortals, through quests guided by oracles and signs from the heavens, Troy rises, a city destined for greatness and enshrined in legend. Its walls stand tall, its streets buzz with life, and its temples echo with prayers to the gods who watch over it. But the story of Troy is just beginning. Its foundation sets the stage for tales of heroism and tragedy, love and betrayal, war and peace. It's a story that poets will sing for generations, a story that captures a part of ourselves. The legend of Troy is not just a story from the past. It's a mirror reflecting the eternal struggles and aspirations of humanity. It's about the pursuit of greatness, the complexities of fate, and the delicate balance between mortal desires and divine decrees. Stay with us as we unravel the epic saga of Troy, a story that begins with the gods, but resonates within us all. The winds of destiny are stirring, and the echoes of ancient battles are calling. The first foundations have been laid, and the journey is far from over. Make sure to share this story with a friend and watch the next part video